put a bit of a cryptic title up, and really, I was checking the blinds because the sun, the sun's coming through because it's nearly 5 o'clock in the evening here in Saigon. And what was the oven thingy? And I had to mess around with the windows a bit because me and the kids made bread like all day. We're making challah bread, Israeli bread. I always make it with chocolate. And because one of our friends in Israel just got married, mazel tov. And of course I sent her a message saying, we're making challah bread in your honor. And she was like, oh, that's really lovely. We can't have yeast right now because it's Passover. So sorry about that, Sarah. But so unbroken hearts because there is so much happiness. And yeah, so John's just taking the kids downstairs, and I was like, oh, I'll put the bread in the oven, and I burnt it. So yeah, that was me opening the windows. Hi, I see a couple of people. Brilliant. I think more people are on today because it's 5 o'clock, so I'm on at a good time. Give me a wave or a hello or something. Tell me how you're doing. How are you, if you're in the UK, how your morning's going, and wherever you are, how your day's going. So this is number 3 of me responding to prompts that somebody has. I mean, they pull no punches. This person, a mentor of mine, who said, so first of all, they said, who do you want to work with? So I shared about that. That basically, the short version of that is it's anybody who has a cycle to break, as long as they're a parent or even a carer, somebody who supports young people, who is realizing that. Here's the second, I guess, criteria is somebody who is recognizing a cycle. And it could be that, that big intergenerational cycle that something was passed down, and then now kind of going, no, actually, I'm not going to have this happen. Or it could be just, that horrible feeling of, oh, here we go again. That's a cycle. If it keeps coming up, it's a cycle by definition. And they want to break it. So it's actually a frustratingly broad definition. Oh, 3 people. Hello, everybody. Give me a wave. Tell me where you are. Tell me how things are going for you, because it's nice to know. And so the next question was, what is it that you love about them? And again, I did the video, so I'm not going to rehash it, but I'll do a very short version. Is I think they're awesome, and I think they're brave, and I really respect them, and I just think that there is this special place in the world, in the universe, for people who break cycles, because this is like the quintessential underdog who was like, no, I'm not standing for this, and then they're putting effort into it and making real change that ripples out across the world. Of course, I want to be part of that. I want to help these people do that because it's amazing. So, the third question, and I was like, oh yeah, question 1, tick, question 2, tick, oh, I like this. Question 3, kind of, well, it punched me in the face. And it was, what breaks your heart about these people? As in the people who I want to work with, the people who have cycles, the people who have that, key in the door feeling. And I was surprised that it hit me so hard, actually, because, I thought, these, how things make you go, the people who I want to work with, the people with a cycle, intergenerational or recent, and recent can include years. I'm talking like half a decade of, people who are like, I've just generations, but it doesn't mean, in the last 5 weeks or something. I talk about this quite openly, that I'm a cycle breaker. In my parenting, I broke intergenerational cycles, and through changing the way that I parent my kids, as in me through my love and through my point where you just feel hopeless. That made you feel bad, hopeless, miserable, confused, afraid, anything that you don't want a child to feel. You know what it was, even if you're not admitting it to yourself, you know. And then we get in these positions that you just never expect. Maybe it's that as well, that you never expect when you become a parent. You never know how hard it's going to be. And even if you don't have stuff behind you, like, you never know how hard parenting is going to be until you are like weeks and weeks in with, very little sleep, no breaks, and it's just constant. And then you snap, or, something happens, and you hear the voice of that person who you never wanted to be. You hear it come out of your mouth. And this is what breaks my heart, because it's terrifying. It's so scary. And that panic of, oh God, it's happening. Oh, I said I never would. I said I was going to keep this promise to myself that I would never be like that person. And I am. Oh, and then we start going down this rabbit hole of like, what if I'm tainted? What if I'm always going to be like this? What if there's something wrong with me? What if I do the same thing to my kids as what happened to me? And it is really, really scary. And also, it's a really dark time, because there's not really that many people. I mean, if we're lucky, we have like one or two really close friends, but it's not something that's talked about in society. I actually just saw this post on LinkedIn, and it was about the difference between the positives, like the toxic positivity, like, oh, aren't you enjoying every minute? Oh, you'll love this. Parenting is so wonderful. Congratulations. Oh, birth is so magical. And then the other side of, okay, how are you doing? Adjusting to being a mom or a dad is tricky. Do you want to talk? And I think the reframe for the birth question was, oh, I'd really love to hear your birth story if you want to share it. And it's just completely different, but that not that many people in our society right now are awake enough to be asking those questions, and it means that the door is not open for us to share, oh, I'm actually really worried about this. And that is why question 3 in this series really hit me, because I've been there. That's one reason. I've been there before I broke the cycle, and I had that. I remember being pregnant and thinking, how am I going to do this? I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how to be a parent. I mean, I can take a few things that I know I can, take from my mom, but I don't know what I'm doing. And of course, everybody feels like that. But people who have cycles to break, really, really, truly, it's scary. So I know, and also I know that my dream clients are scared. Before they book with me, they're scared. When they start booking with me, they're scared. And there's panic, and that feeling of, oh, it's happening again, oh, it's happening again. It can make you feel really powerless. And that's why I do what I do. Oh, I can hear my children coming back in. So I'm going to wrap it up. I just want you to know really, really quickly, if you are feeling like any of those things I just said, it's okay. It's okay to feel like that. It's okay to acknowledge it. And it doesn't have to be like that. I am walking, talking proof. All my clients who've been through my program are walking, talking proof that you can break cycles, you can move forward, it will be okay. They're all running in, and they're all in their swimming costumes. So bye bye. See you soon.